you, because today we're going to be looking at the top 5 mistakes that new dropshippers or existing dropshippers who have not really got it to work make when they actually start dropshipping. We're going to look at the mistakes that a lot of people make and that we see a lot through just our own students and through different clients that we work with, and we're going to give you the solutions to actually fix all of these mistakes and start making your Shopify store profitable. So make sure to stick to the end of the video, because the end mistake is something that a lot of people do, and a lot of people do this wrong. Once you solve this, you'll start making a lot of profit. Trust me. Let's get into it. So the first mistake that I see a lot of people make is that they don't check the shipping times whenever they try to dropship from AliExpress. Now, there is nothing wrong with dropshipping from AliExpress. Now, especially a couple of years ago when dropshipping first came about, that's what first happened. Everyone dropshipped from AliExpress. But now there's a lot of competition out there with different suppliers that people use. We use different suppliers as well. And also people actually dropship from their own private warehouses now as well. They buy it in stock, they'll buy a load in stock, they have the money for it, they'll put it in a warehouse and they'll ship it out for even quicker shipping. Now, you're up against all of that competition, and e-commerce nowadays, whenever you go to buy something, any website that you go on, it's usually really quick shipping. Now, if you order something and let's say you order something from a trusted website that you know is good, or you've seen something that you're really interested in and you order a product, once you order that product and it takes a month, 2 months to come, you start to think, oh, is it a scam? Oh, is it this? Is it that? And you don't really trust that website, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, people lose that customer. Now, what a lot of businesses do is they'll generate recurring customers. Now, they'll do one product, they'll sell one product to them, and because of the different products that they've got in a similar niche on that store, that customer is interested in those different types of products. Now, if it's long shipping, you're going to lose that customer and you're going to lose any type of future business from them, and you definitely don't want that. So what I can recommend to you is, if you're doing a dropship through AliExpress, then you've got to make sure that the shipping times are not too long. You've got to check each and every single different supplier. Now, you could find a product, I guarantee you on AliExpress there is going to be multiple variants of suppliers for that exact product, and there'll be tons on AliExpress. You just got to look through and try and find the best one. And also just change it to different areas, you know, the areas that you're going to be advertising to and the areas that you're going to get most of your traffic and customers. Change where it's going to be shipped to, just to see what the shipping time is like to different countries. Because a lot of people will just check one country. They might check the US and it has a fast shipping time to the US, and they're like, brilliant. And they start advertising to Australia or the UK or anywhere else, and the shipping times there are scandalous, they're too high. Now, this can cause problems not only for getting future business in, but customers can complain on Facebook, or they can actually do some sort of chargeback on PayPal. Now, this can really hurt and pause all of your PayPal. Now, you don't want that, especially if you're running ads constantly. You won't be able to fulfill any orders through PayPal or receive any money in to fulfill these orders, and you'll just have loads of backdated orders ready to fulfill until you get your PayPal actually sorted out. And usually it doesn't get sorted out until the product is either in the customer's hands, or it's refunded after these chargebacks. So you really want to avoid this as much as you can. And it's caused problems for us a lot in the past when we use different suppliers and used AliExpress. Now, you're probably thinking like, oh, I've got to sit through, find all these different AliExpress suppliers. Oh, life is so hard. Well, don't worry, we've got the best solution for you, because I'm going to give you 2 dropshipping suppliers you can use right now. All you got to do is click the link in the description. You'll see them. One is called CJ Dropshipping. That is a free variant. The shipping times basically are a lot shorter than AliExpress, usually within a week or 2 weeks, which is okay, which is not the best, but sometimes which is definitely okay, especially because you don't have to pay for anything, and it's brilliant for people who are starting out. Whereas there is another one called Spocket. It doesn't have as many product options as CJ Dropshipping, but it has faster shipping for a lot of different products, and you've just got to find which supplier works best for you. And I recommend starting with these instead of AliExpress, because when people start with AliExpress, again, as I mentioned so many times in the past, they don't think about the shipping times, like, oh, I'll just do this, I'll make $1 million from doing Facebook ads. Then this problem will come in and it can just pause the whole process for him. And a lot of people will just plain like give up. And you don't want to do this, because Shopify, the whole dropshipping business, is an amazing business that you need to get involved in if you haven't already. And you've got interest in it anyway, you've got to do this. So do it right, or just don't do it at all. That's my best advice that I can give. Now, before moving on to the other mistakes that we need to talk about in today's video, I need to talk to you directly, because we are running a 3-day free Shopify challenge. That's right, free, completely free. You don't have to pay anything for a free 3-day training. Now, all you gotta do is click the link. It's gonna be the first link within the description. Click it, sign up. It's gonna be beginning on the 27th of September, so you've not got long. From the day this video goes out, it's 10 days. There will be limited replays. You just gotta go and trust the process. Join now. Join it and you'll really learn how to properly automate your Shopify business. Start it from scratch and start making profit today. Well, not today, because obviously the challenge is not beginning today, but you know what I mean, from after the challenge. So make sure you sign up for that little free gift for you. Now on to the next mistake. Now, this is quite a big one, because a lot of people, when actually putting all the policies on their page, they'll definitely miss a lot of the policies and not put it on. One problem that I always see with a lot of new people that are starting out with dropshipping, from just different students we have and different clients, is that sometimes they don't put all the policies in the footer on the website. Now, this can cause problems. The only reason why is because when people order from your store, you might not see the delivery times, and next minute they're constantly hounding your email address, your contact us email address, asking where's your order, where's this, where's that, because you've not took the proper steps for them to be able to find it on the website, to be able to do it. Now, this can also again cause chargebacks, refunds, etc. You don't want any of these problems when starting your dropshipping store, because this can really stop you from scaling your store, because obviously you're holding your PayPal up and everything else like that. So what you need to do is, with Shopify, thankfully, because Shopify are just gods, they're kings of it, they give you their own policy templates for each and every single policy page when creating your store. Now, just make sure you go through and every single one of those policy templates are pasted in, and also just make sure that all of your own separate shipping details are in each and every single policy page as well, and especially with your refund policy, everything else like that, just to avoid any further comebacks on either PayPal or through your emails as well, just to save a lot of time for yourself. Now, what you also want to do is put that in your footer, and maybe you can even put a bit of the information at the bottom of your product page as well, in bite-sized snippets, linking back to each and every single one of your policy pages. I'll quickly show up an example on the screen of what I mean by just on your product page. Just show something like this and you should be okay. Now, the next mistake that I see a lot of people making as well is that they'll choose a product on the store that they've made, and they'll put a certain price on, so they're making a certain profit. Now, one thing is that some people don't actually check the profit margin that they're making on each product. Then they'll run an ad to it, and when they run the advertisement to it, they'll realise that they won't make that much profit when they're actually advertising properly. Now, this can really hurt scaling your ads, and sometimes you can spend a load of money on ads and not get any money back, or break even or something like that as well, because of the fact that you've not made a good profit margin on the product. Now, one thing I can suggest is to use products where you're making a good profit margin, for example above $20 on each and every single product. The reason why is because a lot of people don't even factor into the fact that you're gonna have ad costs as well, and when they actually just start advertising on each product, you don't realise the fact that they've got the ad cost involved as well. You don't take that into account, and then afterwards they're like, oh, we made a profit. Oh no, we didn't, because of the ad cost. So one thing is, make sure that you're making a decent amount of profit on the product before launching an ad to it. Don't do it for a small product which is not going to make you a lot of money. Just do it for something that's going to make you a decent amount of money, make you a good amount of profit, and just make sure that you're putting a good amount of profit margin on the products you actually want to advertise. Now, I can't stress that enough. This is a quick little mistake that I see a lot of people make. Just do this as well, because otherwise you'll realise as you try to start to scale with your advertisements and everything else like that, that it just really won't be that profitable for you. So yeah, definitely don't do that. Okay, so on to the next one. Now this one is a very big important one, especially for the products you're advertising on, and this is to make sure that you're social proofing and putting reviews on each and every single one of your products. Now beginners usually think like, but there's no one who's bought my store, there's no one who bought my product, how am I going to get reviews? I'm going to have to make fake ones. I don't want to do that. That's one thing that we've seen with a lot of our students on our ecom mastery course, is that when we first started up, they were like, well, I don't want to lie to my customers and say, well, this person bought my product and did all this. And we were like, yeah, we completely get it. You don't want to lie to potential future customers. That's fine. You want to get proper, good, real reviews. So the best way to get real, good reviews is by getting an app like Lux. You can find a link to that in the description below. And what that allows you to do is you can go onto any AliExpress product and you can pull the existing reviews from that AliExpress product, translate them to English if they're not in English, or do anything else, take the picture reviews over, and that can automatically import each and every single one of them reviews onto your store. This is brilliant. It's amazing, and it really helps convert customers. We've seen a big difference from products with no reviews or little reviews on compared to ones that we've actually imported reviews on from Lux onto an actual product page and did advertisements. So you see a big difference in conversions, because people, as you scroll down, like, oh, I'm not too sure about this product, it looks good, but not too sure about it. So you don't see any reviews or anyone else giving their own opinion on the product, or people who have bought the product in the past, the less likely to buy. The next mistake that I see a lot of people make, and especially when starting out, and I think this is one that we need to address, and we've actually done this in the past as well. When we first started doing dropshipping, we've done it as well, and I can tell you it doesn't work as well as other methods, and that is people who start a general store. So what they'll do is they'll start a general store, and we've done this as well. We started a general store where we just started selling random products that didn't really have a certain audience that would go to that specific product. We didn't have a certain audience. It was just like an audience for that product, an audience for this product, an audience for that product. So we'll have a hairbrush, a dog toy, or any random things like that. Just random, doesn't have any correlation between what it's meant to be. This really hurts it, because especially when you advertise on Facebook, you're getting an audience from your website for a pixel that you might be using. So pixels, if you don't know what a pixel is, basically gets customers' data whenever they go onto your store or buy something from your store, right? Now, if you've got a lot of customer data for people who bought a hairbrush, it's going to be usually girls for a certain age group, or etc. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be usually a certain audience. Whereas you've got dog toys, it's going to be an audience who have dogs. Every one of those people who are actually interested in that have some sort of dog, or have family members who have dogs, and that's going to create a massive audience full of different people. And then when you advertise it to another product, it's not going to really effectively get all the data across to start finding similar people. So what you need to do is create niche related stores or one product stores and brand it properly. Now, for example, you want to look at some of the biggest niche related stores out there. So for example, if you're going to do a pet store, you want to look at for example, like Pets at Home, and see what they're doing, because of the fact that they're completely branded for just being for pets. And for example, if you're looking at makeup, you want to do exactly that for makeup. You want to find an audience for makeup, because not only will that audience then buy one product from you, they will also be interested in all the other products as well, because it's the same audience and all the products relate to each other. Now, people miss out on so many sales because of this, and it's just better for marketing, especially for pay-per-click marketing. So definitely create some sort of niche related store, or some sort of one product store as well, because that is just the best way to dropship on with pay-per-click marketing. So that has been the entire video. Make sure to register for the 3-day challenge like we mentioned before. The link is in the description below. Check out all the apps that we've mentioned as well. And let us know in the comments below what more videos you'd like to see from us, as we're uploading every single Friday. So let us know in the comments below. Leave a like as well and subscribe for more. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.